Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we're going to look at my new toy, which is the Brother Scan and Cut. I have wanted one of these guys for years, and tonight I'm going to show you the exact reason why. Notice on the machine you have the pop-up screen. That screen is a larger screen than the original Scan and Cut, and I really like that feature. It also lays down flat, should you need it to, or lays down in different increments. So I have it flat, I can tilt it slightly, slightly again. I like it all the way up, so you have that option as well. Now, the machine itself comes with one mat. It comes with a digital operation manual, two other operation manuals, one in English and one in another language. I think that is Spanish. It comes with your cutting blade. It comes with a marker housing. Then you also get this rhinestone kit, which is something new. I didn't even know what that was, so it's kind of interesting to have that included, and we will check that out at another time. The Scan and Cut machine also comes with this easy quick start reference guide. It looks like a lot here, but it's really not. There's several different things that it's showing you how to do in a quick start way. We're not going to stress over that too much now. I'm going to be doing other videos on different features, so I'll be able to go through that with you a little bit more. It also comes with this quick reference guide. On the front of this guide, it helps you to select the correct mat for your project. There are different kinds of mats. It only comes with one mat, or at least this one that I purchased did, but you can get different mats, so there's that information. And on the back of that quick reference guide, it also has the blade information for setting your blade depth. So these are kind of like little quick guides just to kind of help you out to get your blade depth and your mat exactly where you need it to be for when you're doing your project. The last thing I want to show you before we get started is that there is also an online program called Scan and Cut Canvas that you can use with your machine, and we'll get to that in future videos. So before we start stamping, which is the reason I purchased this machine, I want to show you how to put the blade in. It's super simple. Let me show you. This is your blade, and the first thing I want to warn you of, when I first got this out of the box, I didn't realize this. This little piece here is like a blade protector, so that little piece needs to come off before you put it into the housing. So once you have that needle protector off, you want to lift the arm up on your blade carriage and then drop in the blade itself. It's super easy. To lock it in place, just press this down. Now that blade is ready to go. The cool thing about how easy it is you're going to change your depth blade from this tool, so you want to make sure you can get in and out of this easy, and you really can. And let me show you what I mean by changing the blade. We're going to lift this out. You have these little grips to hold onto it so you're not having to touch the blade. And let's say I needed to change the depth of this blade so it will cut deeper. This is the way you'll do that. You're going to dial it with this little dude right here. Now I happen to know for the cardstock I'm using, I want to be at a number 5 because I read that little quick start guide, which comes in the kit. Okay, now we can show you what it is for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some stamps from my stamp line, and I'm just going to stamp them onto some white cardstock. Now this is a lightweight cardstock. It is 65 pounds, which is pretty standard for what we use for card making and things like that. And I'm going to stamp several stamps on this page. This is a Christmas tree. I want you to see just how large it can cut. So I'm going to stamp this one as well. I'm also going to stamp this small little cross so you can see how it does with that. So now you can see I have my stamped images all ready to go. And the cool thing about this is on this mat, you don't have to line it up any particular location on the mat because we're going to scan this in, so the machine is going to read the entire mat and know exactly where our images are. So let's load it in. I'm going to put this into the machine, just kind of butting it up against the little feed guides here. Then I'm going to press feed, and it's going to load it right into the machine. Now, the cool thing are these buttons here. This one says pattern and this one says scan. I'm going to touch scan, and then I'm going to choose direct cut. Now it's touch screen, but it also comes with a stylus, and you can use the stylus if you like. I'm just using my fingers today. This says basically to scan it, load your image onto the mat, put it into the machine, and get ready to scan it. So I'm going to press start to start the scan. Now there's a quick reference guide. There's all kinds of things to help you do this, but I literally took this machine out of the box and just tried it, and it worked. So I didn't even read any instructions for this portion, so this is super easy. Now once it unloads, do not take this off the mat. We want to leave this just like it is. The screen is recognizing the image, and now it can show you what your screen or what your mat looks like. If I'm okay with that, I'm going to press OK, which I am. That's everything I loaded on the mat. But notice all the area around it. We need to get rid of that because we don't want to focus on that area. So I'm going to click OK. Now when this pops up, you see these red arrows. There's arrow here and arrow here. You want to shrink this down until we get just the portion that we want to cut. So I'm going to take the red arrow at the top and bring it down just around my images. And then the bottom, after it processes that one side, and then the bottom up and around my images. Because I only want to focus on those pieces that I added. Now once you're comfortable with that being where it needs to be, I think I'm a little close on this side. There we go. Once you're comfortable with that being where it needs to be, you're ready to go. Now, I'm going to cut this first image exactly out, so I won't be leaving an outline. In the second cut, I'll show you how to do an outline. This guy's ready to cut. Here it's going to ask me, do I want to draw or cut? And I want to cut. Then the light lights up and I'm ready to go. To unload, it's the same button that we hit whenever we loaded the mat. So I'm unloading, and now I'm going to show you what we've got. So this image is cut exactly around where it is stamped. The fussy cutting is done for you. There's one. Let's look at the tree. Super awesome, isn't it? Isn't that amazing? Now, there is a little bit of white space around it. You can see that white space. If we were to fussy cut, we'd probably have the same issue. I just take a little black marker, just like I do when I fussy cut, and go around it to make it look exactly perfect. Sometimes this doesn't happen, and sometimes it does. I've noticed that on some of my images, I didn't have any white space left. That tree is a pretty bumpy-edged image, if that's a word. And there's the cross, the little cross. Isn't that awesome? So it can do away with fussy cutting. Now let me show you what you do if you want to have an edge around it like you get with your metal dies. So I stamped another cross image, and this one I'm going to cut with a little edge or an outline around it. And we're basically going to do the same thing again. We're going to scan, direct cut, tell it to start scanning. Now the machine is recognizing and pulling our screen picture up for us. So again, we're going to make sure our image is on there where we want it and say OK. Now we just need to take out some of that blank space from behind using our arrows. And then I'm going to do the bottom. We've got to let it process in between. And just encapsulate that cross. So now we've got just what we want to focus on. Here is the outline. So you want to tap that button. And notice that it's set to 0 right now. I'm going to change that to 0.08, which is 2 clicks up. I found that this does a really nice outline around the image, just like you get if you cut this with a metal die. So check this out. We can say OK to that. We can tell it OK to that. And now we'll tell it to cut. And then the light will flash and we say start. Now we can say we're finished and we can unload it, and I will show you what we get. This time we get an image with a perfect outline around it. Isn't that beautiful? So you have the outlined image, and then you have the same image without the outline, so you can see them both there. Isn't that amazing? I just love it. This is the reason I wanted this machine for fussy cutting. Although I enjoy fussy cutting, if I were to do maybe christening cards or Easter cards and I wanted to have, 20 or 25 crosses, that's a lot of fussy cutting, and this machine can do it for me. Now this is just the beginning of what we can do with this machine, but I wanted to show you because I did have the question, why would you need another machine? The difference in this machine and my current electronic cutting machines is that this one has the scan and cut option. I don't have that with my other machines, and so this makes it super easy to be able to stamp, scan, and cut out without having to use my scissors and fussy cutting. Now we'll be doing more videos where we dig into what else the machine will do, and if you're interested in this machine, I ended up purchasing it because the price was so low. I got it for like $249, and I think I had free shipping, but what I'll do is leave a link below to where I purchased it, so you guys, if you want one, you can go grab one that way too. This model is the one that is the 350. You'll see that. There's also a 650 model, so you might want to look at those two and see what you like. The other one has a larger cutting area, I know, and it also has more built-in images, which we haven't even got to that yet, but we will get there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's Brother Scan and Cut intro and the reason I wanted it for fussy cutting. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.